Okay, mic should be on. Fine dandy. Text, this, that. Go. Run on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back for more Ace Attorney, where we're now doing the trial part of the circus thing. And this is the first one. There's 2 of these in a row, yay.
You looked ahead, didn't you?
Well, I have to in case I forget what I need to label for the stream titles.
Oh,
so yeah. Excuse me for everything in the back of my mind.
Yeah, to be honest, the same as like I am, which is
I only keep the most useless of information back there. So I gotta open up the game, screen share on Discord, then capture it over on the stream end. Because someone needs to see the script.
Wait, we have a script for these?
Well, you watching the game is the script.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we can start exactly where the chapter starts because I didn't save after starting, but it doesn't really matter because it would have been just anyway, so it doesn't matter. Ah, redundancy. Morning, Max.
Max?
Milk.
What?
If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie.
Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
Yes.
Nick? Max is really nervous.
That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side.
Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes?
Like the sound of that, dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. In his own world right now.
Yeah. And now the case of one... Yeah, Anna, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns.
So?
Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica?
Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name.
You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly.
So it's a brand name, sir.
Yeah.
If that is to our advantage.
Miss Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you would win this one, Mr. Felix, right?
Huh?
Hi, Martin.
Hey, Martin.
That spirit channeling trial was a scam. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy.
I mean, you can. That case was a bit dodgy.
It did not count. Do you hear me?
Still be upset about what happened last time. Okay, to be fair, the last case was a bit dodgy for the fact that there really wasn't much forensics going on with that one.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. But you still did it. It happened, and you lost. The fact that you lost says a lot to your credibility.
It's like, you would say it counts if you won, man. You have no chance. Zero. Cinch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't throw a German word in there.
Because it all means 0 or no.
Yeah, but it's like, she is from Germany. I don't say null.
I don't know.
Why you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a rotten karma to lose at anything.
That's adorable.
I guess being born with the name on karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Not wrong.
Quite gentle, Mr. Phoenix, right? I will show you the textbook procedure for providing how absolutely guilty you are.
Me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it will bring her dad back.
I mean, he's still alive, right?
It should be. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny as you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. Although, shouldn't he be paid for that as well?
I'm not too sure. He's probably being paid for doing his detective work, but in court, I don't think that is part of it.
But, like, if he's doing, detective stuff for the cases, shouldn't presenting that at the court also count?
Not really, because that's not part of his jurisdiction, technically. He's just providing the evidence, but that's it. Like, his detective work is being on the field, not being in court. I don't know. I bet you that is a legitimate claim.
Yeah.
At your service, sir.
Alright, detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Night of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathering in the big top to practice their routines. Really like that the main area is covered up by the text box. I bet you the original version of this wasn't a problem.
But there's not really anything of interest there, so...
No, but I'm just saying, like, I bet you in the original DS version the text box wasn't blocking this off.
Yeah.
Practice session broke up around 10 p.m. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. Victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebra in his neck.
I see. He was beaten to death.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Take a look. Before we do anything else, got rid of so much evidence.
Blunt object.
Okay, I have to double check this shit.
Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't really see anything inherently wrong, or we just need details out of him.
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. All the statements.
All of them? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. About 1.5 inches was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this.
What's the matter, Nick?
I need to take a look at the court record.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
The game's goading me to press to present something there, but I'm just gonna keep pressing.
Yeah.
When you say all the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? I was investigating yesterday. He happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
I'm trying to remember what Maya commented on the pile of loot the monkey stole. I think there was a off-brand watch in there. Something tells me.
Yeah, I could totally see that they did this. They could have stuff like that.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Gina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. Ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what we're talking about, would you?
Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Gina's hand in marriage. It's not on the thing, so I can't really object to it. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. Got a witness that told us how the whole thing. Ah!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit the testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Why is he not? She ain't letting this shit slip anymore. A wooden box? That's right.
The box!
What's in the box? The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying the box? Oh.
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked.
Locked, you say?
This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. I'm assuming they all route the same thing, but some...
About the contents.
Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So, we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is it, detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? Filled with pepper.
Pepper. Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There's only one little bottle in that huge box?
I wonder if it has some sort of special meaning.
According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? Done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with.
I would think so. Especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
No, I bet he made it disappear with magic.
Well, I think we all have a good feel for the details of the event now.
Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case.
Are we going to get out of him with that little bottle of pepper?
So, was the game go to me with the snow thing to make me waste points for that? Waste health?
I assume it's like, yeah, it's
That's
like...
pretty mean.
Yeah. Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I would like to call my next witness.
Huh? I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. A sensitive guy.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Van Kama, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Whitman to the stand. Actually, Benjamin is correct because she is German.
Take what you will.
uh,
She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist.
I wonder if Trillia will show up on the stand as well.
Well, naturally.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Twiloquist. I'm employed as an upright tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That rope must be cutting off your circulations. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with the song. I ain't doing this.
Delicate rhythm.
It's just lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Milo, you know better than to insult the judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
If this really wasn't sure saying everything that flashes into their minds. That is well. What's going on here? Order, I demand order. To know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Willow handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. You won't go anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed.
Getting straight to the point, not wasting time here.
Yeah.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You sure of that?
Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. Did you commit another murder?
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, wouldn't it mean the clown committed the crime?
It's kind of point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? He has absolute proof of it. Oh, the silk hat. This is found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Ah,
Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, then there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Mr. Karma. Yeah. Prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around the word. I think it's prosecutorial.
Yeah.
They're making that up.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Okay. Guess she's the boss again today. This one was very vague on the details. It's the same thing
Yeah.
again.
I think you have to press everything. Okay, first statement.
Saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Rhyming. Ben only saw Max?
Yeah.
That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
Well, where are you going with this, Mr. White? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
Well, boss, obviously, right?
Yeah. That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trula was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah!
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
Ah,
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
he's right.
A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, let's move along with the testimony. Killer wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he?
Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one that got knocked over the head?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore.
Press the fifth statement as well.
Sorry?
Press the fifth statement as well.
Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... hey, what time was it?
I think it was around, let's say a bit after 10:30, I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him everything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in the weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix, right? We can all do without your offhanded theories.
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something.
Mr. White. Who do you suppose the witness is waiting for out in the cold that night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Ah! You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true? You can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Oh, well, the puppet may have be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Huh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah!
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to... Ah!
There is absolutely no proof that the witness is waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina.
Don't volunteer things. Mr. Chris, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
You were... what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
What, Pain? Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore.
Perfect to begin with.
Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. You can have the point with this one.
Yeah. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Well, that's a fucking lie. What's this right here?
You were going to propose. You, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet don't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm out doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
Exactly. The honor is looking a little less than honorable right
Okay,
now.
good.
I think
Phoenix cuts it out as well.
I think the argument here, the judge is making a point, just ignoring the age gap thing, just saying that yeah, even as a judge, he can marry someone. I think that's the argument.
Okay, okay, Mr. White. Please continue with your cross-examination. What with the sigh at the end?
I think he's lived alone for a while. It's a thankless job.
Yeah. But I'm not convinced he has object permanency, so maybe he has a vice and just forgets it every time he's in this courthouse.
Likes that gavel. Where are we on?
Okay, press second statement.
What was exactly you plan on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring.
Oh, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix White's joke has gone too far.
Wasn't mine to begin with.
Therefore, it is to end right here.
Siska's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed. Ah!
I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise the testimony? Especially about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
I'm bumbling on.
Sorry.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Alright, now that we have a ring, I'm assuming we correct him on the end.
Yeah.
Trilo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it?
What are you talking about? Uh-oh. So they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah!
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Twilo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean the room they put money, like bank room? You just broke into a bank, Phoenix White.
Not the first time. That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him!
Mr. Christ, I would prefer if your wallet slandering innocent fears in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny ring.
Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was the time, that night the night of the crime. What did you just say?
Details. I need more details.
Well, the stolen right off the Mac showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might be able to see that. The ring might have been... It could have been taken around that time.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It's nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't committed a thing. Not I, Mr. Twiddlequist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? So this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
With an important point. What point could that possibly be?
Ben doesn't exercise enough.
I mean, it is probably true.
There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. White. Then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive at the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defendant's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dog face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Heh, I've told you so many times, you think you know my story's not changing. You already changed your story, stick boy. I'm sure it will change some more.
There's one lie. There is many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that Maya didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring. He went chasing after him?
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
Past 5 minutes, I think. So, the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wall, please proceed with your cross-examination. Fourth statement.
So, you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo? You say good evening at night?
Sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Evening greeting?
Yeah.
Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers?
Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ah! That hurt!
Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason that Trilla would ever say something nice to Max, but how do we go about proving that with the evidence?
Laughing is everything in this world. I'm sure you already learned that one.
Guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony. Six statement.
Hang on, you count because I don't know where I am.
Last one, sorry. I see the numbers, you don't. I should probably be.
So this one?
Yeah.
Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Okay.
Cloak. White roses.
What's this?
Thank you very much. You didn't have to join in, did you?
It's fine shouting out with everybody else. There has to be a hole in this testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful.
Alright, I'm gonna go to work. Now what?
Yeah, maybe you can figure it out. Like, why is it strange that he said good evening to him? Especially on that day.
Look, we got so much time in the world, and I give Ace Attorney to the pass for cheating. So,
Okay.
look,
Evidence.
I would be.
It's on the fourth statement percent. So.
Look, I would be doing this legitimately, but it's this particular case. I do not care.
Okay, fair. It's the broken bottle because Max
Violence.
covered him over the head that day, so it's like
Violence. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
a fight.
A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on that day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. I wouldn't say lewd, but whatever.
Are you saying the witness is lying? That he is trying to affirm the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Christ. Mr. White,
Yes, Your Honor?
let's clarify this testimony for the court. Would you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
He saw a different person.
Yeah.
It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who we said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
Correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person whom the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all, which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put on it.
What in the world? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening then?
Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She is so cute.
I mean, you're half right, but it's not the correct answer. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there.
Alright, he loses points.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? No. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Ah! Ah!
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it's high time that you clear the air about this question. Mr. Quid obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the place at that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that it's the defendant's three symbols. And like anybody knows, you cannot just get those and steal them from him.
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Go again. Everyone, all together now. Ah!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white horses.
Silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's three symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else, dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What? Miss Unkama, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? And why am I asking a prosecutor to prove something?
That's the first.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one.
That is very unfortunate.
Huh?
Just a little too excited for your own goal, Mr. Phoenix, right?
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your efforts, but... What? Who the person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to the question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. That is now in recess.
The only answer that I've seen the first 2 seasons, full season, but it's been a while now, so I've blanked out on what the main answers were.
I think I saw the first one because I wanted to give it a go. Like, yep, good, but but I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the gripe with it. It's good if you want a recap of the series without having to play the games, basically. You are missing out certain details, but as an adaptation goes, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
Then where you when the murder took place?
Talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
The ringmaster highlighted the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. When I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means?
Means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double,
Oh, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to do when I grew up. Or what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? I have no idea how hard it was to make that decision.
It's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper.
Now that everybody is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Mr. Ankama, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well, I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Coles please take the stand?
Just call him a pitiful clown. Well, in my eyes, he is, because he's the worst witness you can ever experience in the Ace Attorney games, because fuck, his requirements are a bit harsh.
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
He's doing a Fresh Prince thing. I would have totally done that if he let me.
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish?
I'm sorry. Not used to being in court. Never been in a courtroom in my life. Wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You are in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the record.
Yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. I ain't doing the laughs, just put that on point. He does this a lot. It's not worth it. Okay.
It actually feel kind of funny crossover between that Mo and the other completely depressed criminal energy Mo.
Okay. How about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? Still going to the Fresh Prince lyrics.
Your name?
Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder. Correct.
Yes, yes it is.
Very well, Mr. Coles. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafari.
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Mo can't be his Name durch Staffelquad.
I know. Not the greatest comedian in the world. I've been able to make people laugh for 10 years.
It's just a tribute.
No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. There's no one ever laughs at my jokes. I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? That's not really a visible thing to... Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here?
Witness?
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Does this stick to the facts of this case?
Really? You really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you. I can't wait. Or Gumshoe. He probably will be Gumshoe.
No, but that's settled. Go ahead.
It's like, knowing Gumshoe, he probably will enjoy the time anyway.
Yeah. Kind of was just to fear for this one. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for you as long as you want. Night of the murder. After practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching him, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness's account is to be believed, I've enough to pass judgment right now.
Really?
Of course you can. There is no way this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, of kilter. Almost like there's some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Savant, please begin defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, can I find some kind of contradiction in this testimony?
I know that.
Mr. White,
Your Honor?
I'm afraid that if you push these witnesses too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling.
The word phrase of saber rattling? I understand, Your Honor.
If you cast this clown to stray from the facts, I will hold you responsible.
Legit, it's one of the rare cases where if you press pointlessly, you'll be punished. This guy is so mean because of this. Like, fuck you. Am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Yeah, legit, you just have to know what to press him on. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other case in Ace Attorney that punishes you for pressing when before it was free.
Yeah, it's really mean.
It's incredibly mean. I know it's the second game, it's supposed to be a little harder, but this is going too far. So have a guide for Mo at the very least.
Yeah. So I thought it goes straight to sleep, that one.
You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed?
Mr. Coles.
Oh, guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I should press him further on this issue. Yeah, keep pressing. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday. Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, forgot about that.
You forgot.
Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Yeah!
That's not something you just forget to mention.
Yeah, what she said. Just glad he didn't get whipped. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Well, Mr. Coles, please revise your testimony.
Start turning the tables in our favor.
Okay, press the statement, yeah.
What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say...
Mr. Crow, may this card remind you that humor is unnecessary.
Oh, how'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit, But then, you went to look out the window and you saw... the last one.
You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. It does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? Mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for taking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty.
Have my health. Fuck you. That's a bit melodramatic.
So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime?
I do, but I don't have any evidence. I've got a great reason to make my claim.
And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason?
Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. White?
Mo said that he heard a sound of a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. Again.
That's the 18.
Of course it is.
Mr. Cos, how do you respond to Mr. Phoenix White's assessment?
Didn't comment. These clowns promptly escape. Oh, he's 18 again. C team.
Mr. Cos, are you reciting the C team to anger the score?
Oh no, just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick.
It's types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. Just to peel back the layers of the clown and make up to find the truth. Well,
Oh, you're back from your jog?
well, pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? Looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. On karma! Tampering with witnesses again?
So now, you're saying that you did not see the defendant plunk the ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep. He's on permanent vacation, as they say.
Mr. Katz,
Your Honor?
you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly! The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a choke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it. It's a bit...
Yeah, they can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, especially this one. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Silk hat, that black cloak, were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
Does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get the facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes. It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night?
Eddie wasn't there. You have to believe in that.
Alright, Mr. White. Commence your cross-examination.
Alright, what do?
Second statement of that. Oh, actually to the first statement.
Third?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it's like, if I make a mistake
no,
here, it's on...
pressing. Sorry. Right. Maybe it might be paralyzed.
Make up your
Just
fucking
go on,
mind!
Sorry.
You sure that that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? That's not all I saw. You lucked out there. Now, be clear.
Yeah. Go one back and present the poster. Because you're missing one of the symbols.
Fuck you on that one.
Sorry, yeah, it's like... It
No,
is percent not press, and I'm
not...
know this because I read it, but obviously you didn't.
No.
As I should have specified.
No, I'm not saying fuck you to you. I'm saying fuck you to the game with the fucking
Okay.
poster. Because no. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. These symbols?
Yeah, everybody get ready. All together now.
Silk
Silk
hat,
hat,
cloak, white roses.
roses.
What the?
Who cares if he knew that they were free or not? He saw what he saw. He saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Honestly, those are his best jokes.
Oh, man.
Science fool. You have to respond with the whole truth, no fractions.
So, him making references and not witty humor is what makes him funny. I see how it is.
I like my references, okay? Also, he learned a lot of digits from Pi for that.
Sure.
I
Oh.
can appreciate that effort.
You didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
The roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim.
If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. White, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying with this cop.
Got her on the ropes now. Seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those three ridiculous symbols. I can mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all three of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this. Judge, forget the roses. Think about this, his other testimony. The witness's statement if unadopt he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now.
Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my thoughts about this witness. It seems that unlike Ryan, the witness had not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature, said SquarePants.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant, but I also played XCOM. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. But, if there are no contradictions in this next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling?
Nick, this is your last chance. Also, I didn't realize you could use hint coins for court cases.
Oh, because it's the crossover game. Naturally,
Yeah,
you can.
it's like,
The court cases in the crossover are a lot different to what you're familiar with Ace Attorney.
oh, okay.
It's still Ace
I don't
Attorney, but
understand.
it's Ace Attorney, but they've twisted things up to make it more puzzling.
Okay, I'm gonna see some of these issues, problems with them is like, those can also be like, okay, I'm going to just go to the guide because...
Yeah. Why waste your precious hit coins? There's no doubt in my mind there were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There is no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. Wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. White, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you're going to prove to me that there's a contradiction with Mr. Cole's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusation.
I only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Oh, they do mean that,
Yeah,
by the way.
one chance.
Fuck you for this one.
One opportunity.
Just fuck off. At this point, you have to have figured it out. So, have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
And
no.
this isn't even like the glaring one that's like, oh, I see where, like, sometimes it's like,
No.
I can see what you're talking about, but he actually have to think
You have
into
to
like,
actually really
things.
think about it and figure it out, but you're not going to naturally think about it because you have to know the answer in advance, which you're not. There's no natural way of doing this one.
So present Silk Cat on the first statement, so the last one.
Present what?
The Silk Cat.
This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? See.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. White?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Silk sat.
Why do you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene, that means... I do really like that Franziska gets aware
Oh
of stuff
shit, I made a
quite
mistake.
quickly.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true.
Order! 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 Mr. Coles!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Well, let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight to my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me... Off he goes. Rant.
Enough of this childish outburst, Mr. Coles. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth.
Tell it to a pretty little kid.
Pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. Left the scene?
What's the matter, Nick?
There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo?
It's also really bad playing these games with like a longer break and it's like, oh yeah, the crime photo.
What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Oh, this is actually pretty important information. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is it alright with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. Just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. Sure that's how it happened? Say what?
I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. As nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to the counter his stories as to the criminal left the scene?
Well, considering there's no evidence of any other footprints.
Yeah.
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints? Are those like fingerprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Ay, ay, ay. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is As rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today.
That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Court,
Yes?
the testimony you've provided up until now has been false.
It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
what?
I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Volkama and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order. Order. I will have order. Franziska von Kammer, how could you?
My god, you've done this twice now. And she's gonna say, that didn't count. Like,
Yeah, nah.
legit, every time she loses, she's the person who just goes, nah, that didn't count. That wasn't a real one. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like, we'll do best of 3. Oh, wait, I lost this one as well. If you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's a nod out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's see the truth about what you saw, Mr. Coles.
You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic dribble.
Now it's time for our next segment, Bo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. And I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down, and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw... he... This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was... How do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way this actually happened. You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why would you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. White? It doesn't matter.
It's like the first one's telling you the truth. It's obvious that the witness's eyes are playing tricks on him. Don't be such a fool. Who in the world do you think I would mistake that jerk for? Yes, I didn't say you were lying.
You really look serious right now. How serious than he's looked all day. I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this murder. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I would love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my hand around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard the need for proof, Mrs. Von Kammer, this case is solved. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceeding at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. No, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
We saw the easy route. Imagine the amount of people suffered on that part. I know I did. No, you did as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know.
The film flew off into the air and disappeared.
Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
But it looks effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. I'm just a honest to goodness spirit medium. I don't need any tricks.
No! I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule. Sorry, Max. I made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks.
What do we do now?
What we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow.
Great idea. It's their best to catch the sucker. Who taught you this sport?
Well, I watch a lot of C-Team.
It was fast, wasn't it?
Oh, what a hefty trial.
I do remember that the second half of this case is actually better.
Yeah, it's like it gets better the further along you get. It's just that first half of it sucks.
Yeah.
Alright, that'll do for a stream. So check back tomorrow for more Ace Attorney, where we're still dealing with the circus. So till then, bye all.
Bye.
Close the towels. Okay.